Hello everyone, I'm Thomas and welcome to the island of Sodor, an island where engines like me run on and make sure to get the jobs done like really useful engines do. Has anyone ever underestimated you by saying you can't do anything all because of your age? Well, my friend Edward proved everyone that he can still pull heavy coaches no matter how old he's gotten. This is how it went. When visitors came to the island, Bertie was taking them on a tour so they could see what the locations looked like for a few days. On their last afternoon, Edward was in charge of taking them to Bill and Ben so they could see the clay work. At first, Edward was struggling to pull the heavy express train, and the big engines were making rude comments about him. But Duck and Bulko defended him and said he'll surprise them all. At last, Edward was able to pull the express and puff out of the station. Edward made it to the harbor where the Tankin twins were waiting for him and the visitors. They took them to the China Clay Works and let them take photos of them and the works. When it was time to leave, the twins dropped off the visitors back at the harbor, and Edward was ready to get back to the station. However, the weather changed for the worse as it started raining. The wind and rain buffeted Edward as his sanding gear failed. He puffed as hard as he could to fight the weather, but then a loud cracking noise was heard, and Edward had to stop. It turned out to be his crank pin, and his crew took off his side rods. "Can you take these visitors home? They must start back tonight." "I'll try, sir," promised Edward. He puffed and pulled as hard as he could, but he nor the coaches moved, so his crew loosened the couplings so they wouldn't be so heavy. "Now you can pick your coaches up one by one, just as you do with trucks." And he was right. Edward moved cautiously forward with the coaches now helping him to continue his journey. "I've done it! I've done it!" puffed Edward. "Well done, boy," said his driver. "You've got them! You've got them!" Edward continued to slowly move forward to the big station. It was nighttime when he and the visitors finally made it. The Fat Controller told him how late he was, but Edward didn't care, and all the visitors thanked him and his crew for getting them back safely. When Edward made it to the sheds, Gordon and James felt very silly for the things they said, while Duck and Bulko were telling them they told them so. And as for Edward, well, he just went to sleep after such a crazy day he had. And that was the story of how Edward proved that he's still reliable while getting the visitors back to the station in one piece. Just remember to never underestimate someone young and old. Otherwise, they'll prove you wrong big time and will make you feel so silly. I better get back to work so I can prove everyone that I'm still a really useful engine myself. Come back again and I'll tell you another story that happened here on this island. See you real soon.